Hey, what's up, RSM students and parents? Hey, this time I wanted to talk a little more specifically to our middle school students and parents. High schoolers, you might get something out of this. It might be beneficial for you, so just stick with me as you watch this short video. The title of this video is 5 ways to help your student, your child, stick in main services. You know, sometimes we can treat main services as if they're boring or they're for adults only, but we want to be sure as a student ministry that students are well engaged throughout every dimension of our church life. We want to make sure that they're involved in the body and involved in corporate worship with their parents. We know that comes with challenges as students have to kind of rise up to a level of teaching that can sometimes be over their head or a little bit above them. But you as a parent and a pastor in your household can even help your child who is having a difficult time connecting with the sermon and worship experience as a whole. You can help shepherd them so that they can gain understanding in this time. Now, remember, our services are only about 60 minutes long, so it should be pretty easy if we follow a few helpful tips to help your child engage and stick in our weekend services. So one thing that I would like for you to do when you come into worship, this worship sanctuary for the teaching and worship, is before you even get out of your car, take some time and pray as a family. Just pray and focus the eyes of your hearts on attention on the person of Jesus Christ. Pray, parents, for your kids, have your kids pray so that you can, from the parking lot, begin this sort of posture of receptance to what God has for you. So lead a prayer. Don't just be in a hurry. Don't run. Even if you're late for services, take that time and pray as a family before you even get out of the car. Focus your heart on what God has for you in this worship service. Now, one thing that you can do is you can, as worship begins and the music begins and we begin in singing worship, you can jot down a powerful worship song that you feel like got your child's attention. And that way, after you write down maybe some lyrics that stuck out in worship or you focus on some of those words, maybe you can write it down on the tablet of your heart and think about debriefing that song with your child on the way home, or even queuing it up on the radio or through Spotify or even on your smartphone, queuing it up and listening to it on the ride home, and then talking about what that song was really saying. You can discuss those lyrics and what they have in common with maybe even the season of life that your child might be going through. The offering is a great opportunity for you to help your student connect with the offering and tithing and God's heart for tithing. You can explain to them why it is we tithe. You can debrief that on the way home or at the dinner table. You can use it as an opportunity for your student or your child to actually put the money in the basket and offer even some of their own allowance or some money that they've worked for as a tithe offering to the Lord, and pastor them in a way that helps them understand what giving is all about. If you have an artistic child, it would be great to have them bring some drawing paper and a sketch pad and maybe some colored pencils and have them sketch out what the sermon is all about. Maybe sketch out what the scripture is or what the scripture's saying, and maybe have this journey, this sketch, whatever stands out from the sermon, have your child sketch those things out, and you can follow up with them at dinner time, at the dinner table. You could give them some undivided attention, ask them to help you go through their sketch and what the sermon might have been saying. Have them explain what they were sketching. You can even debrief the sermon on your ride home. And a great way to do this is we have offered on a file connected to this video and connected to our website, we have offered a couple of questions that can kind of act as a sermon scavenger hunt, if you will, where students can go through questions like, what was the main scripture? Who were the main characters in this teaching? What was a point that stood out? What is something you don't understand? And questions of the like, where students can track and write down exactly what they're hearing to keep them attentive to what the sermon and the teacher is saying. I hope these couple of tools and some of these points and tips help you pastor your child in these main services as you continue as a family worshiping together and gaining all that you can from being a part of this amazing body at Grace Fellowship Church. I hope to see you and your child at RSM on Sunday nights from 6:30 to 9 every Sunday night, and we are so excited about what God has in store for our middle school and high school students in this season. I'll see you at RSM, and even more importantly, I'll see you on Sunday mornings here at Grace Fellowship Church. Peace.